And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. You know the drill. Go visit our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're in Cheviot on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can go from bar to bar with your drinks, or you can stay at Hail Mary's. They got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. Not a bad seat in the house as far as viewing the big game. They subscribe to every sports package DirecTV offers. You can stream all the games there. And Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. Brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines. And not only do they pour the coldest Cincy Light around, but they do so in 32.8 degree beer frosted glasses. Go to Hail Mary's, get you a Cincy Light, have a good time. All right, Aaron. We still got a very interesting one going on in the Big 12 at the time of recording. But it is Wednesday night. This is usually when we recap the midweek games in the Big 12. So we are going to go ahead and do that. It's the one time that I like the fact, Aaron, that there's not a bye week in Big 12 play, because ultimately we know we're going to get 8 games to talk about twice a week. No buys. Don't have to worry about, we've only got 5 games to talk about this week. How are we going to fill the time? We know, because the Big 12 made a mistake on this one, that we're going to get a full slate to talk about twice a week. Good for us. Good for us. In a game that we will only talk about 75% of what we would normally talk about, and then we move the final 25% of this segment to a different network. So you're going to have to go there to get the end of what happened on Monday night between Houston and Baylor.
Stupid.
If you didn't watch, the game started at 9 o'clock on ESPN, and ESPN decided it was much more important to have Luka's first game as a Laker on instead of the end of this game. They didn't bump the whole game. They played the first hour and a half of the game, and then the last half hour, the important part, you got to go find that on ESPNU. And then playing Luka's first game as a Laker.
And then Luka didn't even play, right?
He played.
Oh, was it? It was the game on Saturday. I think they bumped 2 games on Saturday, and then Luka didn't play, LeBron didn't play, and they were left looking just a bunch of idiots.
But anywho, Monday night, Houston 76-65 over Baylor. Houston got up to a comfortable lead early in the game. Baylor never could really get all the way back in it. Houston scores 38 in each half. They owe Baylor to 30 in the first, 35 in the second. 76-65 is your final. Aaron, one of the biggest reasons that Houston looks different now, I think, is Milos Uzan. Their point guard has really started to come on as the season has wore on. He had 12 points. He had 6 assists against Baylor. One of 5 guys in double figures. LJ Cryer with 14. I guess that knuckle is okay. Terrence Archino with 11. Emmanuel Sharp with 10. Juwan Roberts with 10. The crazy thing, Aaron, here's the craziest thing. Baylor shot 58% from the floor, 60% from 3, 75% from the free throw line, and lost by 11.
I was going to bring that up if you didn't. There were also only 42 total rebounds in this game.
Nobody missed.
20 rebounds for Baylor, 22 for Houston. But Houston ends up shooting 15 more shots than Baylor, which truthfully I think was you got 15 more opportunities. I think that's probably the difference maker.
Well, it was the Baylor only got 4 offensive rebounds. Houston got 9, and then Baylor turned it over 15 times. Houston only turned it over 7. Right. So those 2 areas, you add them up. You can't let Houston do it. Like if you give Houston that kind of advantage in offensive rebounds and turnovers, you can't win. Even if you shoot 58% from the floor, 60% from 3, and 75% from the free throw line, you're still not going to win. Look, Houston is number one in the conference in offensive efficiency, number one in the conference in defensive efficiency. They are in first place alone in the conference. Like the rumors of their demise have been greatly exaggerated. They look like they are once again the best team in the Big 12.
5 dudes in double digits for Houston, 4 for Baylor. That's a lot of people to even mention. Pretty much, if you played, you almost had double digits in this game, and it's still
the question really for Baylor now. I mean, Norchad Omier is their only big. Josh Ojuana or whatever. I know I'm butchering.
Done. Yeah,
it's done for
done
the year.
For the year.
So they're guard heavy. Their lone big man is more of a power forward than he is a center. It is going to be interesting to see how they hold up over these final 5 weeks because they've got depth issues and those were compounded. They had depth issues to begin with. Right. And, they're 7 deep. That's about it. Jaden Nunn played 20 minutes. Jalen Celestine played 18 minutes off the bench. They scored a combined 1 point. 1.
Hurts.
So, got to keep an eye on Baylor because that could be a team that maybe stumbles. Yeah. They're 7-6 in conference play. Their last 7 are going to be interesting. But Houston's a monster. Tuesday, nothing really all that exciting, nothing that crazy. Iowa State 77-65 over UCF. UCF did not have the big offensive night that they have been having for a while. Looked like Iowa State able to slow them down just tempo-wise a little bit. And Iowa State kind of controlled this one start to finish. 2-point lead at halftime. They win by 12.
Keyshawn Hall still puts up his 22. In this one, goes 9 of 15. Also had 8 rebounds. Just another day at the office for him. But Iowa State, they did about what we expected. Momcilovic, he's a polarizing dude, right? At this point, I mean, you come into all of this ballyhoo and you go 1 of 7 for 3 points, and you're still the difference maker. Kind of in a Simas Lukosius type way, where you have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
He's shooting 42% from 3 on volume. The other thing is, Aaron, he's 6'10". Like he's what Simas is not, which is huge. Like Simas is a good size wing, but Momcilovic is 6'10", whatever. Like he has a matchup problem.
Only had 1 rebound in this game where he only scored 3 points. So everybody else did it for Iowa State, as you see Joshua Jefferson with 13 and 8. You see Taman Lipsey, he had 11 and 4. Keyshawn Gilbert with 15 and 7, and then Curtis Jones on the bench with 10 and 6. Everybody else did their part, and Iowa State rolls.
They only shot 25% from 3, which that's been a little bit of their bugaboo lately. They have not shot it as well as they did a little bit earlier in the season. So something to keep an eye on, Aaron. What I don't love Momcilovic having 3 in the game before Cincinnati comes to town. Yeah. 3 and 1. Yeah, I don't love that going into Saturday.
I'm assuming it's going to be Dylan on him. And Dylan's coming off of a relatively quiet game himself. So maybe, and he got some extra rest, only going for 23 minutes. So maybe we'll do that preview later this week.
Tomorrow, probably, actually. The game that maybe I guess would be considered a surprise, although it's not if you know how Kansas State has been playing as of late, but they give Arizona their second loss in Big 12 play, 73-70. Over the last 6 games, Kansas State has been outstanding. They were 1-6 in the conference, Aaron. They are now 7-6 in Big 12 play. Doug McDaniel was a monster. 24 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals for Doug McDaniel. Gesson with 16 and 7. And they do it with balance. CJ Jones had 10. but they didn't let Arizona really find their rhythm. They never really got to get up and down the floor. The crazy thing about this game, Aaron, Kansas State was 1 of 19 from three. 1 of 19 from three. 5.3%. But it didn't hurt them because Arizona State was 2 of 22, 9.1%. The first game in college basketball in like 5 years where neither team shot over 10% from three.
That's dreadful. My head would have exploded. That all said,
Three of 41, Aaron. 3 of 41 from three.
You say you're not surprised. I say I don't. Somebody had to win this game, obviously, but Arizona also had won 6 straight coming into this game.
Yeah.
So that's not to say that they didn't have the resume. I mean, they've launched all the way up to 13th in the country this week. So I don't know. I was a little surprised.
I'm just not surprised because the metrics say over the last 3 weeks, Kansas State has been the best team in the country. They've beaten Kansas. They now beat Arizona. They beat Iowa State. Like, they have made a statement over the last 3 weeks.
Vegas was a little surprised as well, as Arizona was favored in this one at tip -3.5. But I don't know. Kansas State made things very, very interesting.
I thought Arizona was going to win. I'm not saying I expected this. I'm just saying, given the way that Kansas State has played, it doesn't surprise me at home that they won a close one, I guess is the better way to put it. I don't want to make it sound like I knew this was going to happen. I did not.
The octagon of death or whatever.
Octagon of doom.
Doom.
KJ Lewis with 15 for Arizona. Henry Vesser with 12. But Caleb Love, 3 of 15. 0 of 7 from 3. 6 points.
That'll do it.
That shall do it for a team that needs him to be good. Colorado falls to Kansas 71-59. Kansas is just better than Colorado. Like, and we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this one, I don't think. Dickinson with 19, KJ Adams with 10, Zeke Mayo with 13, DeJuan Harris with 10 and 5 assists. I think I saw he is now the number 2 assist leader in the history of Kansas basketball. That's pretty good for DeJuan Harris.
Poor Colorado.
I mean, they battled, right? Like, they won the second half, Aaron. Can we give them half a win? They beat Kansas in the second half, 33-31. Can we give them half a win?
That's not how any of that works, actually.
Colorado now 0.5 and 0.12.5. And then BYU and 2 teams kind of hovering in and around the bubble. BYU goes into Morgantown and they take care of business 73-69. Demon with 16. And what do you know, Aaron? West Virginia lost. Javon Small had 9.
The big news here, though, is Trevin Nell, 1 of 4 from the field, 1 of 3 from the arc. He gets 4 rebounds, 3 points. He's trash.
The crazy thing, Aaron, is Javon Small he played 35 minutes, took 4 shots. That's
bananas.
Insane. Like, great job to whatever BYU did to him defensively.
Was he sick?
He played 35 minutes.
Was he sick?
He played 35 minutes.
Look, somebody's got to play, and if I'm the coach, you're still going to ride that horse. But
yeah. Joseph Yesufu took 14 shots. Toby Akani took 12 shots. Amani Hansberry took 9. Javon Small, 4. I will tell you this. I will bet against West Virginia every time that if you tell me before the game Javon Small is going to shoot 4 times tonight.
Yeah, agreed.
He never does that against the Bearcats. He shoots 4 times in the first 4 minutes, and he has 12 points.
You're probably giving him grace saying it's only 4 times in 4 minutes.
Yeah. TCU. Boy, we were talking about this one during the BCJ pod. Oklahoma State was up 1. They had scored. They were on a 4-0 run. They're up 1. Go to the free throw line with like 7 seconds left. They miss one, make one. So they're up 2. West Virginia launches the basically the Christian Laettner pass. It goes through the hands of the original guy intended. The second guy standing behind it catches, turns, bucket, and TCU wins by 1.
Bashan Alete.
That was a big one for both. I mean, they're both kind of hovering around that back half. That would have been a big win for Oklahoma State, getting to 5-8 in the conference instead. TCU's hanging around at 6-7 in the middle of the Big 12 standings. Not a great year for either team. TCU's 13-11, Oklahoma State 12-12. But yeah, it's that was an epic finish for TCU Oklahoma State. And then tonight, ongoing, how about this, Aaron? Texas Tech trailing Arizona State. This is in Lubbock. There's 9 minutes left. Arizona State 72-69. That looks like a final score. There's 9 minutes left in that game.
Yeah,
just trading buckets.
Arizona State playing without Jaden Quaintance tonight. Not sure what's going on with him, but he is not playing. And JT Toppin is taking advantage of that. He's got 25-8 right now, as you are about 9 minutes left in the second half.
He's got 25. Darian Williams has 18. Kerwin Walton has 13. There's 9 minutes left in the game. BJ Freeman with 16 for Arizona State. Alston Mason with 13. Adam Miller with 11. And Amir Ali with 13. So they are they're just trading buckets.
It looks like they're running Bashir Jihad there at the 5.
At the 5, yeah.
He's got 4 and 2, going 1 of 7. That is not where I would want.
And he's given up 25 to JT Toppin. It is
so out of position there for him.
He is not he's not going to tell his kids about this one 10 years from now.
Flush that tape down the toilet. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go to standings?
Yep, real quick. I got it pulled up here. Houston officially alone at the top there at 12-1. Then you have Arizona in second at 11-2. We'll see what happens with this Texas Tech Arizona State game, but you got them there at 9-3 with Iowa State there at 9-4. Kansas 8-5 in 5th. Then you got BYU, Baylor, and Kansas State all wrapped up at 6th. In the back half of this conference, West Virginia, TCU tied for 8th. Cincinnati and Utah tied for 10th. UCF there with Oklahoma State. And then Arizona State in 15th, and Colorado bringing up the rear, still defeated, 0-13. Yikes.
0.5 and 12.5. Aaron, we gave him a half.
I didn't give him shit.
First place on the line Saturday, Aaron. First place on the line in the Big 12. Houston can create some separation, or Arizona can draw it back even. Houston at Arizona, 2:00 at the McHale Memorial Center in Tucson on Saturday. So that should be a good one, leading you up to
ESPN. ESPN expects Houston 58% on that one, by the way.
Yeah. If you want to get there a little early to the Holy Grail for the watch party on Saturday, watch the end of Houston and Arizona. Also at 2:00 on ESPN2, West Virginia, Baylor. Two teams right in the middle of the Big 12 battling it out. Texas Tech at Oklahoma State. UCF at Colorado. Come on, Buffaloes. You can get one. They can get that one, right, Aaron?
No.
They can get that one.
It's a toss-up, actually, right now. According to ESPN, UCF is at 51% and Colorado's at 49%.
Go Buffs. Go Buffs, Aaron. I think they get it done. I'm calling my shot Colorado beats UCF. Cincinnati and Iowa State, 4 o'clock on ESPN2. TCU at Arizona State at 8. Kansas State, BYU at 9. Kansas, Utah at 10. So they spread them out. No Sunday. Shockingly, the NFL's done. Usually now that's when teams start playing on Sunday. The Big 12 said, no, we're gonna play on Saturday this week.
How about this percentage spread from ESPN? Kansas State 21.5%, BYU 78.5% in that game. Yep. That's a real thing.
I'll take the Wildcats and the points.
Curious to see what the spread ends up being on some of these games.
For sure.
That percentage is insane.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to fix your algorithm. I don't know.
Maybe. They probably won't, though. All right. That's going to wrap it up. Excuse me. We will see you tomorrow night. We will take a look at Iowa State as we get ready for Saturday. Have a great night. That is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, live from the Cincy Light Studios, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.